Konferencja Impact'23 w Poznaniu. Witam Państwa, Marcin Piasecki. Jest ze mną gość, pan profesor David Wengrow, brytyjski archeolog, historyk cywilizacji oraz antropolog. Thank you for coming. What is the main driving force of people actions in your opinion?
Oh, well, there are some people who would have you believe that we're kind of hardwired to be selfish and competitive, and there are others who would have you to believe that we're hardwired to be sort of kind and altruistic. But actually what the record of human history and prehistory shows us is that really what is different about human beings from all the other animals is that we can actually make moral decisions about these things. In other words, I don't believe we are particularly hardwired to be any one thing.
And can we talk about the development of humanity without any doubts? I think after all this, the cost is, for example, war and, for example, climate.
Yes. Yeah, well, no, I mean, there are huge doubts, and I think what taking a really broad view of human history shows us is that the acceleration of our current trajectory has been very quick. Really just the last few centuries we've completely transformed ourselves and the planet into a particular path of development which is clearly not sustainable. So I think there is some value to looking back to earlier periods of history simply to understand what the potential of being human could be. Mm-hmm. And that there are in fact alternatives to the path that we're on.
Mm-hmm. And how would you describe the condition of humanity today?
Pretty awful and abysmal, and we're very transparent about this in the book. I mean, it seems clear that something has gone terribly wrong. If you look at rates of inequality around the world today, we're actually heading back to something like the pre-revolutionary feudal era, and like the old regimes of the past in terms of the distance between the wealthy and the rest of the people. And of course, as you already mentioned, the environmental crisis. So we think it's actually urgent to challenge some of the myths which are often told to us about human history.
And can today's conflicts in the world be described as a clash of civilizations?
Well, of course, there are people who would like you to believe that. I actually wrote another book about 10 years ago called What Makes Civilization, where I specifically challenged this notion of the clash of civilizations as a framework for looking at history. I think it's about 10% evidence and 90% ideology.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you for interview. Moim gościem był pan profesor David Wengrow, brytyjski archeolog, historyk cywilizacji oraz antropolog.